Yo, what's up? My name is Jason. I'm trying to start this online nutrition and fitness coaching business. And today, it's just gonna basically be a recap because I really haven't done anything this morning to improve the business other than, making a Google ad, $63 ad spend. The conversion rate is supposed to be at like 38 cents. And if that's true, holy smokes, that'd be freaking sick, Now, the one thing that, you can't really expect is all your conversions from submitting lead forms turns into actual clients, you know what I mean? And you may not want to work with everybody, and also, there might be some people that have like, PCOS or hyperthyroid issues, or, freaking extremely high cortisol because it's due to stress. There's some client or people who are restricted on their food and are like a vegetarian or something like that. Now with Trainerize, I think you can actually submit the nutrition part and it'll automatically create that for you, so that's pretty cool. Now I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that I haven't had a vegetarian or anything like that, especially too, it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, so you can't expect to retain everyone, and you shouldn't want to work with everyone, you know what I mean? You kind of just want to work with people that, that are basically qualified, you know what I mean? Like, for me, my ideal customer is going to be 25 to 50 years old. It would be 25 to 45, but I'm willing to accommodate, 5 years. But if you're 25, you're more likely going to be, having the resources and kind of already lived a life, basically, you know what I mean? Where you just kind of look back like, all right, I'm going to start caring about my body, you know what I mean? And that's, some people, not all, but, there's some people who never care, there's some people who just always choose to eat fast food. There's always people who just don't care about the way, the being overweight affects them, you know what I mean? Whether they're freaking struggling, from like joint pain or whatever, getting out of breath, going up the stairs. Some people just don't care. So just a little recap. I've been doing this for like 5 months, but I work 80 to 80 plus hours a week. It could vary all the way up to 98 hours a week, so there's really no telling. So it's really hard for me to work on the business. I can just do the best that I can every morning, just do one thing. I ran about $2,000 worth of Meta ads. Kind of learned a lot, but also didn't learn a lot. There was one thing that I learned, that if you do a cost per click, that Facebook has these bots that are made for link clicks, and they're basically just, that's what they do. They're bots. And now there's 3 companies that actually help prevent the bots getting into your website. There's like Iron Dome. There's 2 more. I'm not really sure what they are or what the pricing is. I'm sure it's, I think I looked it up and it was pretty pricey. So there's that. And then, setting up your Facebook pixel onto the website. That's actually kind of simple. If you have a website that easily is integrated with that, it's pretty easy. And then running Google Tag Manager is something that you kind of have to learn how to do, at least, get the basics idea, and to use it to its full capabilities, that is the hard part. You're gonna have to try to figure it out. I still haven't figured it out yet. Google Analytics, which Google Analytics is pretty cool, and then there's Microsoft Clarity. I haven't set that up yet. They do have integrations where you can, say, heat map of your website, where you can see where it's hot. So like if somebody clicks on a button, very often when they go to your website, it's going to be red. If people start scrolling down and then all of a sudden they're gone, the heat map's going to be like blue. You can see where you're losing these guys, your potential clients, so that way you can keep updating your website to where the whole bad boy is freaking red, it's on fire. Everyone's like, yes, I need more me 20 minutes rather than if you're, let's say your job makes you travel, 8 months, 9 months out of the year, like a traveling nurse or something, you just never have time. And unless you're planning on going to a different career, you should be expecting that. So getting 20 minutes, a day minimum, and just traveling people, and then I like to, set it from 25 to 45, like I said. And with the advanced audience, you can't adjust that. So a lot of my marketing went to older people, and I'm not really wanting to work with older people. Sure, I can help them, potentially get them nutrition and then be like, block 10K, but I don't want to put them through one of my trainings. I'll probably freaking get a heart attack, and then I don't want to be that one guy. I get a call from like the FBI or the cops are like, yeah, this is the third body that we found, and they were on your app, dude. You're out of here. I'm gonna be like, so I want to prevent all that. So the problem that I have been having is retention. So I had like 3 or 4 free people, and what that was is basically I was hoping they would stay a little bit longer, but my dummy self, was like, you know what? Let's charge $300 after the first month, and apparently I didn't produce enough value to have it $300 a month. That's the one thing you guys got to remember, is that if they say they can't afford it, it's because they just don't believe in your service to make it happen. Like, if you lose a job, you're gonna start prioritizing a few things, and in that freaking category of bills, I'm sure you would, phone, something you would make it happen. Food, obviously, you would make it happen. Your rent, you're gonna make it happen. So then I did reduce my price, and ever since I reduced my price, now it's been actually pretty hard. I don't know what it is. I try to delete my Facebook pixel and try to start all over, because all it does is track all your all your stuff, you know what I mean? So now it's just there, and I'm just like, I try to erase it, I can't erase it, I can't make a new one, I don't know. So I still haven't made my first dollar with the client yet, and it's been about 5 months. I'm working on it, I'm running Google Ads Day. I set up my website to be like, oh, that's sexy, like, give me your money, you know what I mean? I'm hoping that works out, so that way, I can start booking these clients. I'm trying to quit my job next year, so I'm really hoping. So I try to do Google performance, which is basically YouTube display, search, and all that. And performance, it didn't really perform well, you know what I mean? There was, I know for a fact, like, when I'm on YouTube, I don't pay for premium yet, which I think I should, because it has YouTube University, all the stuff you can learn, and I hate ads. But, I don't have any, like, videos or, so they make the videos for you, and it's pretty lame. So, I just did Google search. I feel like Google search is kind of warm traffic. They're really not warm to you, but they're searching, what you have. So, like, for me, it's, online, or a personal trainer near me, freaking this, that, and they're searching that, and I pop up. They're searching it, meaning they want it already, So, there's that. I'm hoping that helps a little bit. I'll probably end up spending at least $2,000 on ads there just to figure it out, seeing if that makes a difference compared to meta ads. So yeah, another recap. I'm using Score app as my website builder, and I don't really, at first it was cool, and then I realized it's lame, only for the simple fact that they're charged like $70 a month, and I'm using it as a landing page. And so $70 for a landing page is absolute madness, you know what I mean? But I could go to Wix. I want a website that I can integrate with other platforms, but I also want it to be SEO friendly. So like with Wix, it's drag and drop, you don't have to be a coder, but on Google, it's basically a long page website, so you can't have all the pages, you know what I mean? just like you see a product that's